Monday morning, and of course, we trust you had a wonderful, wonderful Easter weekend. So thank you very much for watching. My name is Dougal. There's Rhoda.
Everybody had a fabulous time. Hello, Dougal. Yes, it is Monday morning.
Easter eggs.
Easter eggs.
Easter eggs. Anyway, so yeah. So basically, yeah, we're going to talk about all things Easter. But you know what? Of course, we're recording this a little bit ahead of the time. And we just trust you've had an amazing, amazing Easter weekend. Because it was quite a significant weekend, Rhoda.
Oh, yeah.
Firstly, it was Easter, of course, today being Easter Monday.
Oh,
and more importantly, we also find ourselves in the midst of the Ramadan period.
Yes.
So people are fasting. And also it was Passover. So what a celebration of religious holidays. So the Jewish celebrations with Pesach, and then Muslim people were obviously fasting and celebrating that, and then of course Easter. So has it ever happened?
And I don't think so, Douglas. I know there's always been like that lunar eclipse thingy-majig happening with basically Easter, and there's that with the Muslims as well. Because I've experienced that. I must say that I was a bit confused, and I'm like, why is this clashing kind of the way? But not like this.
Yeah.
This I haven't experienced.
This is quite a big thing. So that's why, that's why we thought we'll talk about it as a bit of a, our stories of Easter, what we remember, and of course what we still celebrate as well, and what is important about this period. Now we will all agree about one thing: Easter eggs.
Oh yes.
Okay, Easter eggs are super, super important. But it's not just this, because this is what you do on Sunday. But leading up to it, there's two things I want to talk about. Firstly, pickled fish and hot cross buns. Now, if you were anything like me, you started on Friday, and by 2 weeks Friday, you're still eating pickled fish. We always had a lot. That was the case. We always had a lot.
And you know what? The fish gets done first, and you've got all the onions normally quite left. And that is still nice, because after you still eat all the onions as well. Yeah.
And the onions and a hot cross bun almost become a dish on its own.
A dish on its own.
Doesn't tick a vegan box, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how it works. But but that almost becomes it, because once the fish is gone.
Yeah, once the fish is gone. And you know what, Dougal, it is basically really a tradition, and for me it's been a Cape Town tradition, because I, as you know, I've lived in Johannesburg for some time, and I struggle with the fact that nobody knew really about pickled fish on a Friday, and I struggled.
Shame on you, Joburg people, Gauteng, you didn't even. And
this is when I realized, but oh my word, this is really a Cape Town tradition.
Yeah, because that was always my understanding. And I mean, so firstly, I say pickled fish. What do you say?
Pickle fish. Cape Town.
No, duh.
No, duh.
I pickled.
No, duh, Dougal.
Yeah.
It is pickle fish.
Yeah, no, I say pickled. I don't know why. Yeah. Anyway, but pickle is quicker to say. It's like pickle.
Pickle.
It's like get it done. Yeah. But
Exactly.
it is a very, very Cape Town tradition. And of course, combined with a hot cross bun, it doesn't get better. But talking about pickled fish, actually what I can tell you is that pickling fish or any other thing is something that is just done all over the place.
Yeah.
So I know in Latin America, a very famous dish, which is ceviche, which is where you sort of in citrus juices, like sort of seafood would happen. And then of course, this is hugely popular. But I've also got some research on it. And is it on there? Yeah. I've got some research on it. And why fish was obviously good, because during the Lent period, you wanted to eat fish on Friday, the whole cold-blooded thing. And then obviously fish was something that everybody could afford in that time.
Exactly.
Wasn't it?
That was more in the Roman time, where everybody could really afford the fish. And meat was more like expensive, very expensive. So it wasn't like popular or common. Fish was more common.
And then to make it lekker, you add spices and everything else.
Exactly.
And of course, if you pickle it, it lasts a little bit longer.
It lasts much longer. And you find that when they were traveling as well, I mean, how are you going to preserve?
Exactly.
So that time, even they preserved your fish, your meat, anything could be preserved. So this is where it came through. We be calling about the pickled meat.
Yeah. No, it is. And so it's basically because that was quite progressive. So because of circumstance, something that has been done over the time, and then of course it manifested itself around about this time, and then here in Cape Town. And I'm sure now it's basically everywhere, because I know all the stores, there's queues, there's droves of all sorts of religions. We know, we've seen all there. We're all standing there. We're all getting hot cross buns. Yes, we're all getting pickled fish.
fish.
or
We'll keep on arguing.
From all walks of life. So everybody gets it, and it's like a big thing.
It's a big thing.
It's a big thing.
And just going back a bit, I mean, we're going to continue with the eggs as well, but just on the pickling as well. Back in the day when Cape Town, and this is how I've read up as well regarding the history, a bit of history about pickle fish, is the fact that it was pickled back in the day by a lot of slaves when they had come through to Cape Town. So obviously, as you know, we were a trading route as well, and this is where a lot of slaves were sold as well and bought as well. And they came from, like you said, the Mediterranean countries all over, and this was common around the world to pickled fish. So, and you know what happened in Cape Town, being also spice route, obviously, you know, that's where the spices, and you know, you got your taste, I got my taste, put a bit of spice in, you put a bit of spice in, and this is where it all came, one mixture of putting a bit of spices in and actually just created the spicy fish that we have today. So,
because because it's quite a distinct thing, isn't it? It's that sort of sweet sour curry, if I can call it that.
Exactly.
That you kind of know if you had to have that, let's say in Norway, it will remind you of home.
It will remind you of home. Exactly.
And there they pickle things, herring or something.
There they pickle everything.
Make it yellow, man. Come now, how are you? Anyway, but enjoy it. I'm sure it's lekker.
Oh, it is.
So it is a big thing. So we hope you've enjoyed it. We hope you still have some left. I know Rhoda does. So we're going to enjoy that. Then there's the eggs.
Yes.
Easter eggs are big, man.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
Sorry, before you continue, Dougal. Me as a child, having to see an egg for the first time, and me loving chocolate. Obviously saw this egg and I'm like, oh, egg, just a chocolate egg, and then obviously not cracking it open, it was empty. I was like, no! So that was very disappointing because I actually thought the whole thing was covered in chocolate.
Oh, the whole like solid.
Exactly. How disappointing as a child. That was my worst memory as a child, opening an egg.
And might have started that way, because I think you're onto something interesting. Because where did the egg comes from? Because obviously rebirth, the symbolism around it, right? New and all of that, and especially in terms of also if you look at all three religious holidays being celebrated. I mean, that is really what Easter signifies, isn't it? The rebirth, new, fresh start, and the egg comes in quite handy because.
Exactly.
You know.
And did you know it symbolizes as well the tomb, because the tomb was empty. So when you know when they went to see Jesus, they actually find that the tomb was empty, and this is where the Jesus rising from the dead in the Easter time comes from. Also the hollow egg.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Because I was thinking, because I saw this thing about where eggs started, and like the first chocolate Easter eggs, I've got it written here, were made in Europe, early 19th century, France, Germany, taking the lead in this new artistic confectionery, and the type of eating chocolate that had been invented a few years earlier, but it couldn't be molded so nicely. So surely that would have been solid. And then you came along and hollowed it out and wrapped it, because that's what I did to my brother. I did that, yes. I will admit it 20 years later. I'm sorry. That's what I did. Because that's what I had to do. But let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Easter morning, isn't it a bit like Christmas morning?
Very exciting. For me, it was a kid, and even for as growing up and raising my kids, it was an exciting morning because we'd get up very early, my husband and myself, and then we'd quick make as if the Easter bunny was then put his eggs down, you know, so the kids believe, because we would take flour and then actually just make like little paw prints like the bunny was, and the window a little bit open, and bam, there was the Easter eggs. Yeah. I always thought to myself, isn't it a bit scary? But yeah, the kids loved it.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely wonderful. So you had quite a bit. I can see you still have some leftovers that you brought in for us, which is absolutely wonderful. Thank you very much. I am going to enjoy all of that.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Just don't take the big one. The big one's mine.
Yeah, but ultimately, when you look at Easter and whatever religious holiday you're celebrating, Rhoda, chocolate, pickled fish, hot cross buns. These are tasting things. These are tasty, delectable things. It's about bringing people together.
It's bringing people together. You know, I spoke to somebody this morning, which was on Friday morning, it's Monday now, and they actually said as well, you know what, this weekend is family time. And I thought to myself, it is actually quite true. It is family time. You know, and you're celebrating with him, even if it's just the hiding of the eggs. Because, I mean, we spoke off air as well, how you hide these thousands of eggs everywhere, but I'm going to, it's a pity I wasn't invited to this, because I would have made 100% sure I got all those Easter eggs. But it is a family day.
It is.
time to share with the family.
It's all about bringing people together. And when you do your Easter egg hunt, I'll give you my address. You can hide some in my house. Nobody will find it. But just don't come looking for it again.
You know who's the worst person on Easter with my family when we do the Easter egg hunt? So we're looking at 11 grandchildren here. The worst person amongst all this family is my mother.
Is it?
Oh my word. She will be running like a crazy woman, grabbing all the Easter eggs and be like, but mom, it's for the children. Nah, my mommy believes it's for her.
There you go. But that's what it's about. It's all about family. It's all about getting together. And of course, there's nothing better to bring us together at this time.
So true.
So yeah, so the story of the Easter egg, I suppose, remains a mystery. But we've delved into it. The pickled fish, suppose it remains a mystery. It doesn't matter what the story is, as long as you enjoyed it.
Oh, yeah.
And of course, if it brought some loved ones together, and if you could help each other, and of course, smile together, that is what it's about.
That's what it's all about.
What you need to do is enjoy every single moment. Okay, Rhoda?
Dougal.
That's okay, Rhoda. It's okay.
Dougal, did you also know that, you know what, in a lot of countries where the Easter egg is concerned, they actually take eggs and they boil them. And then what they do, they actually paint them. And this is also what they do with the Easter egg hunt, is how many eggs you can also find. So I was thinking, I mean, we've got a little head there. I can just start, if it's okay with you. I'll get my paints quickly and I'll just do some painting. Sorry, Dougal, this is all mine.
Thanks for joining us, everybody, from Rhoda and Easter Egg Head Dougal. Until next time, cheers. See you soon.
See you. Bye.